Morning, early morning zoo crew. 7:55 in the morning. Let's have a check-in with traffic. I'm not on the road. How you guys doing? Joe here. 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm on my way to the store I work at to get in line and hopefully get myself one of the copies of the Nintendo Classic Edition. Sorry, I have lots of cables and wires and cookies and cakes and junk and stuff in my car. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. I will give you an update, probably shoot some video if there's a bunch of guys hanging around outside. And then once I get it, I will do a unboxing video. So talk to you soon. Question, did I get a system? Answer, yeah, of course I did. It's a real one. And a controller. So yeah, I'm on my way home. When I get home, I'm going to do a video. Apparently this is the hot thing. So I got lucky. There were 8 people in line. I was number 9. There were 9 systems left. So I'm happy. I have my system. So now I'm gonna go and do my thing. I got a call from another friend who has another store, and do I feel bad that I bought them? No. You know why? Because I'm not scalping them like other people do. So yeah, now I've got 2 systems and 2 controllers. Well, technically 4 controllers. Like I said, I'm a collector. One is gonna get opened and one is going to stay on the shelf. The one I open is going to be a play one, and I'm gonna let my friends borrow it. One of my buddies, he didn't buy one. He doesn't want to outlay the cash. Whatever, that's fine. He gets to play that one after I'm done, of course. So yeah, at the store, just nobody showed up. If nobody shows up and you're in line, you get to buy. So that's what I did. I picked them up. There you go. I was holding out hope to get one, and I wound up getting the opportunity to have 2. It's one of those things where I had the extra trade laying around, so might as well go ahead and pick it up and use up my trade, and then I'll have something to have fun with. You know, let my friends play it, let people borrow it. It's that big, so who cares? So yeah, that's about it. I will film the unboxing as soon as I get home. So I've got both systems. I'm on the way home. A buddy of mine calls me. He's like, holy crap, have you seen what these things are doing? So I pull up my eBay app, because I've got it on my phone, duh. And these stupid systems are selling for more money than I thought was actually possible. The most legit one that sold, it sold to a guy with a 24,000 star rating, so this guy obviously buys and sells electronics. He paid $321 just for the system with no extra controller, because unless you buy the extra controller, you only get 1 controller. So he just paid $320 something plus $10 shipping for a system. That is bananas. If you're willing to do that, good for you. I did not buy mine with the intent to flip them. So yeah, good for you, all you privateers and profiteers and people that are just buying things to make a quick dollar. The rest of us will enjoy our products. Again, sorry, this was just a little snippet I wanted to put in there before I do the unboxing. So I'll see you later. Okay guys, here we are back in the orifice. And we have 1, 2 NES editions. As you can see, these are not the ones I showed you yesterday that say display only. That's up on another shelf. One of these is not being opened. This is my collector's edition. This one is being opened. Looking at the back, obviously it's a emulated system, has 30 games on it. Retro, blast from the past. Although most of the people buying it are millennials that never owned it new. I did own it new. The games that come with it, if it ever focuses, you've got Balloon Fight, which I've never heard of. Bubble Bobble, which everybody's heard of. The original Castlevania. Stop. Focus, you jerk. Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, which is considered one of the worst Nintendo games. Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong Jr. Double Dragon 2 The Revenge. Excite Bike, which I loved when I was a kid. the original Final Fantasy, which isn't focusing, so I'm just going to keep it back here. You can probably read it better anyways. Then you have Galaga, great game. Ghosts and Goblins, never played it. Gradius, Ice Climber, Kid Icarus, Kirby's Adventures, Mario Brothers, Mega Man 2, Metroid, Ninja Gaiden, Pac-Man, Punch-Out featuring Mr. Dream, so it's not Mike Tyson's. They must not have been able to get the licensing for that. That's fine. Star Tropics, Super C, Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario Brothers 3. So you have all of them. And I'm assuming that it's going to save in the system since you obviously don't have a place to store on a cartridge. Tecmo Bowl, The Legend of Zelda, and Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link. So it's all the major games that most people would have wanted to play back in the day. Hey, what do you say? I'm going to rhyme again, eh? Now, I will say, I was completely blown away because less than an hour after this system was released, they're on eBay going for $300 to $500. Obviously, I did not buy mine to do that. Sorry about the glare. There we go. As you can see, it comes in the same box that I showed you yesterday. It has the full list of games. If you go to replace all these games as well as a Nintendo system, you're going to spend $500 to $800 to $900 to $1,000. However, if you're one of the people that just paid $500 for one of these, I don't feel bad for you. No offense. Okay, so inside the box, cardboard tray. Inside the cardboard tray, you have the Nintendo Entertainment System paperwork. A couple of separate compartments, which I do like that they've done these days. First compartment contains the controller. And I will show you a standard controller for size comparison. It does look like it's exactly the same size to me. Obviously the difference is, and I want to take this part carefully because I'm going to keep all the bags and stuff. This end, which is proprietary to the system. Included with it, you get a AC adapter, wall adapter. That's for powering the system. As you can see, it's got a USB slot and a wall plug there. And then the system itself. It is very light. Weighs nothing. Looks just like an original Nintendo except for these ports here and the fact that it is much smaller. I don't have a Nintendo game sitting here, but I do have a DS for a size comparison. As you can see, this whole system is barely bigger than the DS. That's cool. It means you can mount it anywhere, put it anywhere. It's an official system. As you can see, it's Nintendo branded. Just so you guys know, they are doing 2 more releases that I know of already on these systems. So if you didn't get one, don't pay $500. Just wait. They'll come out again. The buttons looks just like the real buttons. I almost am tempted to take a black paint pen and color the top of these USB ports or the controller ports just so it looks more realistic. But I'm going to fight that urge. On the back here, you see you have HDMI out and DC in, and it's just your regular standard micro USB, which is fine and dandy and convenient. Inside the box, you've got the HDMI cable and the charge cable. It's nice that they include an HDMI cable. It's not really necessary nowadays for some people because most of us have extra cables, but it doesn't hurt to have it. It's actually fairly long too, which is funny because it's much longer than the controller is. This controller is the exact same size, so I have no need to open it. So there you go. I'm going to hook the system up and I'm going to play it while filming myself. Again, Nintendo has a very strict policy against using any of their footage and or sound in one of their videos, or excuse me, in one of your videos, because they will instantly copyright claim it and you will lose any monetization rights, and it may even be forced to be pulled down. Okay, 2 things to point out. One, you may notice that I'm actually in my office now. I brought the crappy old couch in here that I got for free, and I wanted to be closer to my games. I don't know why. It's a physical or an emotional thing, but also the other room was much too big, echoed too much, and you could see too much of the light. So hooking this thing up could not be any easier. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to use the HDMI off my Xbox One, because I already sat down and I don't feel like getting back up. So HDMI connected, power. Bonus, I can charge my phone using the cable, so when it's not in use, I'll just plug in my phone. Now, again, for all you speculators out there, do whatever you're going to do. I think it hurts the industry when you guys scalp like that. Here we go. As you can see, it is very small. I have it sitting on top of an Xbox One. That's my backwards compatible PS3. And that's my Elite controller, which it turns out that even though the Energizer thing said that the back would work, it don't. So yeah, I'm a little angry about that. I have to get rechargeable batteries in a different form for that controller. I'm going to now hook up the controller. And again, this is probably the best part of the whole thing. This really does feel like an original first-party Nintendo controller, which you can't see because it keeps bouncing around. But here we go. Would have been funnier if that light just started blink, 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 blink. Okay, so you're in a setup screen. And again, I'm sorry about the noise. I'm going to turn this down. Okay, as you can see, why is it doing that? That's the refresh rate. I apologize, guys. As you can see, you're brought to a main menu and you can sort through all your different games. I'm going to play a couple of them. So I'll film it, giving you my reactions, and we'll see what happens. Besides, the refresh rate is off between the two devices and it's driving me nuts. So, yay! Bear with me for a second. Hey, that stopped it. If I just leave my hand in the screen, color problems, gotcha. Alright, here we go. Now, I've never done one of these before, where it's just been like me doing something like this and reacting. So I don't know which game to play. Now, I guess the easiest thing for me to do is play a game that I've actually played, and that would be Super Mario Bros. And it is nice and crisp because it does use the HDMI versus a component cable, although I can always run it through an HDMI upscaler if I really wanted to. Control response is pretty good. Super Mario Bros. Plays right. Let's see if you can do any of the old tricks. Nope. Wow, I can't believe some of these games I played as a kid. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. I was worried that some of the hidden stuff was gone. I'm assuming what they did was they actually used the code off of a cartridge in order to produce this, so it should play exactly the same. And so far it is. All the animations are exactly the same. You can't exit out. That's going to be one downside. So you just have to hit your reset and it takes you immediately back to your original window. So next I think we will try, how about Dr. Mario. Yeah, this looks exactly like it used to. Yeah, but the biggest problem I have is that you can't reset, which means you have to actually physically reset the system. I wouldn't even call that a big deal, but it's annoying to me. Overall, very impressive for a little remake system, basically. If you guys want to play a system and you can get one for 60 bucks, I highly recommend it. If you can't, I'd probably say pass. So that's my verdict. Oh, it even says shutting down. So it's emulated. What can you do? I just dropped the controller. What can you do? Is it worth $500? No. Bad eBay. Bad. But I think it's actually a pretty fun system. So yeah, overall, that is the NES Classic Edition system. It looks the part. It plays the part. It's smaller than it could be. They could have made it actual size. They could have put an opening slot in it, possibly for new version of the cartridges. I think they wanted to make sure that people understood it isn't a re-released console, so it doesn't look exactly like the other one. However, I also think they did it just because These are really, I mean, that's so light. It is so friggin' light. Plays exactly the same. It's not slow like some of the bad emulated stuff, the AT games, or the Neo Geo X, which I've seen a few reviews of, is actually quite slow when you're playing it. Now this end looks to be the same that's on the end of the Nintendo Wii controller, so I'm assuming much like the Wii Classic controller, you can probably hook this up and use it then. I am not going to disassemble this system. I could, but I'm not going to. I don't want to because what if I mess something up? Granted, I probably won't. I bet you it's just 4 screws plus that 1 screw, but there's no reason for me to take it apart. We all know it's just a chip. It's probably got flash memory on there, and it stores everything. So, yeah. Cool little device to have, especially if you just want to play Nintendo games. If you can get one for retail. If you can't, don't bother. You can wait a month. In December, supposedly, they're going to do another release. Granted, it won't be the first release, but they're going to do another release. Then come January or February, they'll do a 3rd release. Don't know if you're going to be able to pre-order it again like this one, but we'll just have to wait and see. Question is, what does the system mean to you? Is it good enough for you to be able to play all your games? Yes. The problem is, with the fact that they're going for over retail right now, you're not going to get a great deal. It's gotten to the point where you could potentially buy an actual NES system and probably half of the games for what these things are selling for right now. I can't claim to understand why it's so high, but I will just say live and let live. But this one will sit here unless I let one of my friends borrow it, and I am fine with that. I don't need to sell it on eBay. I don't need to make $1 million off of it. I don't need to get rid of this thing. I purchased it in a way that made it almost free for me, and that's what I do. If you're able to get them for that kind of a low outlay and cost, I recommend it. If you can't, then obviously maybe it's just not the system for you right now. Yeah, feel free to subscribe. I would love to see my subscriber count keep growing. I know I'm not doing cars right now, but it does appear that some people do like watching some of the videos the way they've been done. So I'm going to continue doing what I do. That's about it.